Hola chingonas, ¿cómo están? Welcome back to my podcast, Healing with a Chingona. And today I am doing, moving forward, voy a estar haciendo videos así de video, like video podcast now, so I can post it on YouTube and I can post it on my Spotify, and it feels like it's going to be más íntimo, más personal. Ahora sí vamos a poder decir que somos amiguis, and you're going to be able to see my face expressions, maybe crying. I don't have the cutest cry, pero pues that's besides the point. Anyway, so today's episode I'm going to be talking about the womanhood, ser una mujer, lo que es ser una mujer, la parte del period, la menstruación y toda esa cosa. So if you're a guy, if you don't want to listen to this, then you could exit out, you could listen to me, and maybe it gives you a little tips in here about your relationship with your girl, whoever, But I've been reading this book, por lo cual todavía no he terminado, pero it's been opening a lot. Like, me ha hecho dar cuenta de muchas cosas y como que me siento tan new en lo que tiene que ser con womanhood. Keep in mind, I am a couple months away from turning 30. I'm a 1993 baby, I'm a 90s baby. So, ya estoy allá más que acá. No se crean, mentiras. Pero he estado leyendo un libro y no he terminado, como les he dicho, lo empecé a leer y está muy hermoso. Lo puedo recomendar para las mujeres que lo lean. Sí está en español. La razón que empecé a leer este libro, or why I started reading in Spanish, is because I went to Barnes & Noble. And I'm usually buying books in English because I feel like I process it faster y lo leo más rápido y que no sé qué. Pero me regañaron mis guides. My ancestors were like, tienes que empezar a leer más español porque tu lengua nativa es español. Vas a aprender más de lo que tú sabes y vas a poder desarrollarte más en el español o leyendo cosas en español, porque el inglés te da ciertos límites, sí, pero tu lengua es español. Empieza con el español. So I'm like, alright, me conseguí 2 libros, agarré uno y no sé, este era el único que había ahí y me encantó. O sea, el author is Gina Castellanos, and I follow her on Instagram. As soon as I got this book and I started reading, I follow her on Instagram. I've been reading her, seeing her stuff. And like I said, I'm not done. I'm halfway through the book. Pero el libro se llama Menstruación Consciente. Despierta tu energía femenina y activa tu amor propio. Y este es el libro. Está muy hermoso. Lo pueden conseguir en Barnes & Noble. That's where I got it. So like I said, I haven't finished reading the book. Pero I've seen a different perspective on my side of being a woman. Like I said, I am nearly 30, ya me duele la rodilla, me ha estado doliendo la espalda, ya tengo un hijo que va para 10 años. So, there's a lot in this process as I'm reading this book. Y me estoy dando cuenta de que yo no sé nada. No sé nada de lo que tenga que ver con ser una mujer. Y honestamente me dio una tristeza porque, o sea, yo tengo, a los que no saben, I ended up getting PCOS. I've been knowing before I even got diagnosed. Like, I didn't feel like I should go to the doctor because I was like, bitch, I know it's PCOS. Why would I go to the doctor to get diagnosed? And it's going to make it more real. So, I've been dealing with PCOS for a while. And it's been a roller coaster, especially now that I've been wanting to conceive or have another baby. It's been, besides the trauma, besides all that, ha sido difícil para ser una mujer y pues I don't have a regular period either. So it's kind of hard for me to be in that link with other women that I've seen in my circles, or that I've known personally, like, oh my God, I'm getting my period. I'm like, oh my God, me too, we're syncing. I don't know what that is. I'm not synced with anybody because I don't have a regular period, going back to that. So I've been taking some medicine and I have it here with me. I stopped for a while because I was hesitant about taking it because I know, tengo que confiar en la medicina, sí, in science, pero está la otra parte in me that is just like, maybe I could heal this on my own, which is, it goes hand in hand, confiar en la ciencia y también en la naturaleza, and the mother nature and all that stuff. So the holistic approach. I tried a little bit of both, and I started again with taking the Provera. I think that's what you call it. And now it's a weird word that I can't pronounce, but it basically forces my period. And while it forces my period, because I am basically backed up, like, o sea, yo no tengo un periodo, o sea, I was on birth control. That's something that also the book taught me, which I've known, before I knew. ¿Me entiendes? No sé si tiene sentido eso, where it's just like, yo sabía antes de saber todo lo espiritual. Y yo sabía que el birth control was going to mess me up. And the one that I had after having my son was the Nexplanon, Implanon, I don't know what they call it now, which is the one that gets inserted in your arm. And I have a scar from it. But I had that one as soon as I had my son, I was all in for like, you know what, just talk my tubes, homeboy. That was too much, doctor. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Once is good for me. I'm kind of glad I didn't, because now I am in a relationship and I do want to have another one. But in ese momento, I was not happy. I was going through so much after my bringing birth to my son, and then on top of that, the relationship that I was in was not the healthiest. So anyways, that's beside the point, and I'll talk about it in another episode. But bueno, la cosa es de que me puse el Implanon, and the hormones, I don't know how really that one works, pero la cosa es de que I knew I didn't want to take the pills because I was bad with pills, so no quise tomarme the birth control pills, the pill version. And the shot, I didn't want to take the shot because I don't know, I just wanted to have something I didn't have to stress about it. Y ahora sí, I regret it like so much. I regret it so much. And keep in mind, no solo me la puse una vez, me la puse dos. O sea, cada Implanon lasts like 5 years, I think, o cada 3 años. No me acuerdo, cada 3 años creo que era. Sí, 3 años. So it expired, it was time to expire, and I got it again. So it was that, por todas partes estuvo la cosa. And during that process, I didn't get my period. I got my period as soon as I got it because of the hormones. They were just like, whoa, what the hell is this? You know, so I got my period at the beginning of each time that I put it on. After that, it canceled my period for 3 years. So, imagínate, ¿me entienden? My son is now 9. No tengo mi period, as it should be. It's been chaotic. But now that I've been taking that pills here and there to provoke or force a period, I realized that I don't know anything about womanhood. I don't know how to take care of myself, and it's kind of sad because tengo 30, o sea, tendría que saber yo cómo hacerlo, pero no sé, I don't want to say that I don't know how to take care of myself, but it's more like I am not really conscious of like, how can I properly do that, because I was getting so upset, que iba a la tienda, o sea, tenía ya mi periodo, and I would go to the store, and I've shied away from using tampons a lot because no sé, I don't know, algo in my body is like, no quiero que lo tengas, you know. So I've been trying to use just pads when I do get my period because of the pills. But then I go through this incident where me estoy manchando, and I was so upset. I was in the restroom crying. It's like I was hormonal, and as my period was on, and the la cosa, and I was just like crying in the restroom because I stay in my pants. I'm 30. Like, why am I staying in my pants? You know, to me, it's kind of like that part of deberías tener vergüenza, no, güey, como que ya estás muy viejilla para andar manchándote los pantalones. But it felt like I was such a teen again. Me sentía como una niña de adolescente going through this again and asking questions, asking my other friends. I have one of my wonderful friends, Pilar, where I was like, so how do you manage this? Because like I'm staying in my pants and I don't know, I hurt my cramps, and I was going to her as she was like my older sister in a way, you know, and I was talking to her like, can you give me tips, like what could I do? And she was giving me all this other scenarios like, puedes usar esto, you could use this, you could do that, you could try and do, you know. And I was like, okay, I think I got it. And it was chaotic. It was chaotic. I didn't really ask my mom, and that brought up that conversation in myself of like when I did get my period for the first time when I was like 13, I think, or 12. I don't remember when I got my period for the first time, but my mom didn't really teach me how to do anything to do with period. So it was like something that I had to Google or something that I had to learn by myself. And I feel like I couldn't do that now still. Like I couldn't go up to her, and even though I was nearly 30. I'm near 30. Like, hey mom, like fíjate que me bajó mi periodo. Like I would tell her that I was like, oh yeah, I'm on period. But I would not ask her questions because I felt like, ¿pa qué? You know, when I did meet you, like, ¿dónde estabas? Like, no me estabas diciendo tú, hey, fíjate, puedes hacer esto, or you could do this, or take care in this way, whatever, you know. So I didn't feel like I could go to her still, even though I was I'm like in my 30s, close to my 30s. Y it reminded me of that even when I got my period for the first time, lo primero que me dijo la doña was all like, pues nomás ponte un pad ahí tengo, póntela y que te alinee, que no sé qué tanto. But she didn't really tell me like así se pone, o así esta parte es para acá, esta parte es para atrás, o esta para aquí, nomás póntela ahí, que, and that's it, you know. So I was just like, damn, I gotta figure all this shit by myself. And it's funny because, como te digo, I'm in my late 20s, and even then when I buy the pads, there's moments where I'm like, wait, ¿esto va para atrás o está para adelante? You know, ¿cuál parte va para atrás? And I know, like, I don't want to be judged, but it's just like, no tengo razón, uso de razón, que es ser mujer con periodo. porque birth control really messed me up. And that's something that I'm learning in this book, which is amazing. I do recommend for, ustedes las mujeres. Hasta el libro dice, si tú cargas una parte femenina, si tú cargas una vagina, this book is for you. And I do say it is amazing. So it is something that I learned because of the birth control did really mess me up in some sense. And it canceled my period for a while. And I've had secondary effects after the birth control, porque the gain weight, now I'm dealing with insulin resistance because of the PCOS, now I'm dealing with so much y toda esta cosa, y me siento mal, me acomplejo, porque está la parte where no me siento mujer. I know, yes, tengo boobs, tengo vagina, but I don't feel like a woman because I feel like I'm missing one major part of me, and that's like the period aspect. Y no lo tengo, es algo que no puedo, crear una bondad, una conexión conmigo misma, porque no está esa parte crucial de mi existencia como mujer. ¿Qué soy yo? ¿Soy mujer? ¿No lo soy? ¿Odio ser mujer? ¿Odio no ser mujer? Entonces me siento como que estoy perdida en mi propio cuerpo a veces, because it's just like I don't understand, and I'm in my late 20s asking questions about like cómo se usa un fucking menstrual cup, or how do you use the pads properly, which pads are better, I don't know. I'm really trying stuff out, and unfortunately science doesn't really tell you how bad birth control really messes you up. It's just like, sí, deberías usarlo because it's a preventive measure, que no sé qué, que bla bla bla. That's something that even the book says. It's just like todos hablamos de que our rights, we have our rights over our body and all that stuff, but then again, birth control is also pushed onto us. Birth control is something that we as women need to be on top of, so we don't have a like an unwanted pregnancy or whatever, taking care of yourself. Y es una de nuestras cosas que nos quitan, one of our rights that is taken away from us, as our being able to be free of our body and being able to connect with our body without any issues or without any pastillas que nos detenga, or any type of tool that is just holding us back, and it's just taking away our womanhood, one pill at a time, one birth control at a time, unfortunately. And there's many stories. I read many stories. I looked up the Implanon, Explanon. I've seen many stories of women dealing with what I've had. Like even before I used the Explanon, I wasn't regular, but it wasn't that bad. At least I got it like every 3 months or so. Pero era algo. Ahora no tenerlo por años es algo que me hace sentir tan triste de mí misma, porque ha habido muchas veces donde yo misma me conecto y digo, I hate being a woman. Odio ser una mujer porque no soy una mujer. No me siento como una mujer. Because there's no period. I don't have that part of like I could connect with myself through this process that every woman should have the right to. And I don't have that. Estoy trabajando a encontrar la manera de poder sanar, revertir todo eso. Estoy buscando la manera de sentirme bien conmigo misma, sin tener tanta culpa, sin estar enojada conmigo misma. Pero es difícil poder sentirte como una mujer sin tener una parte crucial de tu vida ser parte de ti. And then it comes the other part of like, now that I'm having issues also with fertility, it's another part where it's just like, oh, on top of that, a bitch can fucking period, and she can fucking get pregnant, even though I do have a kid. It's been hard for me to have another one, or even conceive one. Entonces hay muchas cosas que me hacen sentir como que me estoy fallando yo misma. And it takes dedication to change a lot of stuff, pero también se siente como que es muy injusto tener que pasar por todo esto, tener que buscar siempre una medida diferente para una mujer para salir o darse cuenta de quién es o regular sus hormonas. Me pone a pensar mucho, y hasta se me fue el train of thought of how crazy it is to think that there's hundreds of women out there that don't get their period every month, that maybe don't get a period at all. How many thousands of women are on birth control? And I understand the reasoning behind it, which is like, besides for hormonal balancing from some of the pills, birth control, pero también la parte de que you don't want to have you don't want to have a baby at this moment, or whatever the case it is. But it's just thousands of women that we don't realize how bad our body is really being affected by these measures. And that's something that I am even learning from this book. And it's just like, it's crazy because aquel día miré también en Facebook. I'm in this part of a group there. I'm on this Facebook group, and there was a woman asking about a period or something about being pregnant. And the way that women don't support each other is so fucking crazy to me. Women don't support each other as we should. Women don't give each other advice as I feel like we should. And these girls were talking about, like, maybe you should keep track of your period. Maybe you should keep track of that. If you're a grown adult woman, you should know how a period works. And I feel like I couldn't even tuck in or even give my 2 cents in about her question, because, you know, they were targeting women. Si tienes un hijo, you should know. If you have a vagina, you should know. And I was like, well, I guess I don't, because I have a vagina but I don't have a period. So I'm not saying, like, it was like the way that women don't really help each other and bring each other down instead of being a community to serve each other and help each other or inform each other. Because there's moments where I would want to ask outside, and I feel like I can't because me van a juzgar, o como que, porque no vas a saber, ya estás vieja. Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like I'm restarting my teens, trying to figure out what hormones are. And this book also is talking about, like, el ¿cómo se llama? I think she calls it lunar, los ciclos lunares del periodo, en que the most fertile parts of your period, the ones where you're ovulating and toda esa cosa. And I don't know nothing, and it's so sad that I don't know anything. Like, when am I supposed to be ovulating? When am I supposed to be more fertile? When am I supposed to do this? No me sé nada, nadita de nada. O sea, me puede hacer un quiz about periods and I'll probably not pass, because I don't know anything. And this is what this book is teaching me. Me está enseñando a darme cuenta de que no sé tanto como debería saber a mi edad. No traté mi cuerpo con amor durante todos estos años atrás, que mi cuerpo ahorita está resentido, y lo entiendo. Me da una tristeza decirlo en esa manera, que sí lo entiendo. Mi cuerpo está resentido. No soy una muchacha delgada, tengo mis lonjitas, yo tengo una súper inseguridad como mujer por aparte del PCOS, de que I have insulin resistance, like I mentioned earlier, and I have dark undertones, and I've seen comments about this. Oh my god. Si les dijera, I've seen comments about this on social media. Oh my god, no se lava las axilas, o no se lava el cuerpo, que no se lava, que like, I've seen it, not about myself, but other people that have dealt with insulin resistance, and that's one of the things that we get. Dark undertones, the pigmentation, it's so bad on our body that I'm not going to show it because me siento incómoda. But it's very, very self-conscious that I will not wear shirts without sleeves for that same reason, because no quiero que me miren. No quiero que me miren. I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone of using spaghetti shirts outside. Apenas lo hice este fin de semana, and I feel like I'm still shy and I don't want to lift my arms, so I'm like over here doing T-Rex moves because, like, no quiero que me miren. But it's not that we don't shower. Man, I fucking shower. I scrub. I've gotten to the point before, antes de saber qué es lo que tenía. Excuse me. I got into the point before, antes de saber lo que tenía, and I would scrub so hard that it fucking hurt after, you know, showering. Me dolía, me lastimaba, because I'm like, maybe I'll scrub harder, se me va a quitar. Y es algo de que no nos damos cuenta de que nuestro cuerpo nos resiente. Nuestra alma nos resiente. Our body holds onto so much trauma, so much emotions, and our words are powerful. Eso sí los digo. Porque también ahorita que les digo yo en esa parte de que now that I want to have another kid, it's very hard. But I would tell myself, I would tell the universe, I would tell everybody, anybody que tenía oídos o que me escuchaba en la parte espiritual, después de tener a mi hijo, especially with everything that I was going through in that relationship, I would tell them all the freaking time, I'm not having more kids. I don't want to have more kids. I don't see myself with kids. I'm never going to have kids anymore. You know, canceling this now because I do want to have more. But your body listens. The more you tell yourself something, especially if it's negative, bam, te escuchan, and now I'm seeing the parts of it. I know I'm all over the place in this video. I know I'm all over the place in this episode in general. Pero la cosa es de que we need to really connect with our bodies. We need to give thanks to our body. Ser más conscientes de quién somos, especialmente como mujer. I mean, no digamos que los hombres, no voy a decir que los hombres no son importantes, pero digamos como mujer, nosotros somos el portal a nueva vida. Nosotros somos el vehículo de poder aportar y traer nueva vida a este mundo. Somos esa conexión, el árbol genealógico de nuestra familia, porque si nosotros no estuvieran nuestros hijos, si nuestras mamás no estuviéramos nosotros, si nuestras abuelas no estuvieran nuestras madres, nosotros en general. So, la mujer es una parte muy crucial y me estoy dando cuenta de que estoy tratando de amarme, estoy tratando de figurar quién soy yo, tratando de decirle a mi cuerpo estamos a salvo, porque I put it through so much. I know I did, and I know it's gonna take some time because it was 6 years in the making to get me to this point of no period, the excess gain of weight, and so on. So it's my body. I'm trying to let her know, hey, we good, we're safe. Let's go back to where it should be. I'm learning. I'm trying. And I just want to feel like a woman again, because I don't. Ustedes me pueden ver con maquillaje, ustedes me pueden ver, every now and then que me arreglo el pelo bien. Me pueden ver, vestida como sea, bien arreglada, pero en mi mente, y me da tristeza decirlo, en mi mente no me siento mujer, en mi mente no me siento que tengo la dicha de decir I am a woman, because I am not connected to myself. I don't feel like I have a connection within that important part of me, which is the womanhood, which is also having a period, which is being able to dictate if I want to have a kid. Maybe I should try this month, let's try it out, it's gonna happen. I really don't. Y se me hace muy difícil poder decir me amo al 100%, aunque no voy a decir que no me amo, sí me amo un chingo. Pero esta otra parte de mí, like, ¿cómo te puedes amar si no eres tú? No estás completa, no estás donde tienes que estar. Y se me hace muy, muy triste estar a los casi 30 y no saber qué es tener un periodo, cómo manejar un periodo, o cuidarte durante el periodo. No sé nada. Y este libro me está enseñando mucho. Lo quiero leer. Quiero terminar de leerlo para seguir con otro libro. Pero si ustedes no lo han leído, se lo recomiendo. Lo voy a volver a poner en los links abajo en la descripción para que ustedes lo busquen. Y si ustedes tienen algún tip o algo que me quieran decir, o se sienten como que ustedes razonan con este episode, let me know. Send me an email, post it on the comments, or I'll make a little post on Spotify and on YouTube that you guys could just leave a comment and let me know how this resonates with you. But I wanted to make this little quick video and talk about this, and I appreciate every single one of you guys for listening and coming along, and los quiero un chingo. Ciao. See you guys next time.